she's so fine. Hell of a ride, blows my mind. Hell of a ride, lights my day.
What's good, guys? Today is Tuesday, March the 2nd, 2021. This story blew my mind. If yesterday's story regarding the mother who dropped her 6-year-old off, trying to abandon him, and then dragging him with her vehicle, coming back for him 30 to 40 minutes later, finding him deceased in the parking lot, picking him up, taking him home, and dumping his body into the Ohio River. You thought that was bad? This is horrific. I will never be able to wrap my brain around how someone can hurt a child. It just, it's something that I can't even wrap my brain around. This story is coming out of Cincinnati, Ohio. Now, it starts back in December. Hamilton County Prosecutor Joe Dieters said he has nightmares about the murder of a woman and her little boy. It's something most of us can't even imagine. Investigators say that 3-year-old Nylo Lattimore was thrown into the Ohio River while he was still alive. Dieters' Wednesday afternoon press conference announced charges in the murder of Nylo and his mother, 29-year-old Nylo Lattimore. Quote, "He chose to kill Nylo in an incredibly barbaric method. I still have nightmares about this. It's a gruesome case. I can't even imagine what that little boy was going through," end quote, said Dieters. Police say they were killed in December. Deshaun Brown, 21, is held at the Hamilton County Jail on $1 million bond. The prosecutor is now seeking the death penalty. Joe Dieters describing Wednesday afternoon in gruesome detail evidence in this case. He says Brown killed Nylo on December the 5th over, quote, boyfriend-girlfriend stuff, end quote, at her Walnut Hills apartment. Police say Brown bought a body bag on eBay, then 5 days later hauled Nylo's body out of her apartment. Police have video surveillance of Brown allegedly hauling the body out of Nylo's apartment building. Dieters says Brown then took the body in an Uber. Yes, Uber. Down to the Purple People Bridge, telling the driver it was his laundry in the bag. Quote, "He didn't want Nylo's existence traced back to him after he killed Nylo's mother. So he made a choice. He made a choice, and he decided that that little boy's life wasn't worth what he had done to the mom, and to go to prison for the rest of his life. And he chose to kill Nylo in an incredibly barbaric method," end quote, Dieters said. Dieters went on to say that Nylo was still alive when he was thrown in the river. Quote, "It was my understanding they're still looking for Nylo, but it's pretty clear that he died a miserable death," Dieters went on to say. "I can't even imagine what that little boy was going through," end quote. Dieters is seeking the death penalty in this case. The prosecutor said authorities will continue looking for Nylo's body until it is found. Volunteers have been helping in that effort since December. And I want to thank my subscriber, Michael, because he commented on the video from yesterday about that mother from Middletown, Ohio, and said, hey, they're actually searching for 2 little kids in the Ohio River. And I had no idea. And when I pulled the story up, it blew my mind. This article had a little more information. It said the 3-year-old had been missing since December the 4th, and investigators had been searching for him since his mother was found stabbed to death along Cincinnati's riverfront. She was 29. Her body was found along the banks of the Ohio River near the Purple People Bridge on December the 12th. He went on to say, this is Dieters, that Nylo Lattimore's blood was found on a Paw Patrol blanket, recovered with his mother. They found his stroller in the Ohio River. It says exhaustive search efforts for the young boy have turned up empty-handed, and the prosecutors say an investigation revealed he was killed by the same man who killed his mother. Quote, in all my years as a prosecutor, I have never seen such a cold-blooded act committed against an innocent woman and her 3-year-old baby, Dieter said. He believes Brown threw Nylo Lattimore into the Ohio River alive the day after he killed his mother, and his body is still not recovered. Says Brown now faces the death penalty. He has been charged with 2 counts of aggravated murder with the death penalty specification, 1 count of gross abuse of a corpse, and 1 count of tampering with evidence. Quote, throughout the U.S. today, there are prosecutors who have chosen to never seek the death penalty, Dieter said. That's not going to happen here as long as I am prosecutor for this county, end quote. I agree wholeheartedly in this case. They held a balloon release on, I think it was on the February 27th, so just last weekend. It says community members gathered Saturday to release balloons in memory of missing 3-year-old Nylo and his murdered mother, Nylo Lattimore. The balloon release took place at Yeatman's Cove, near the Purple People Bridge, where Nylo's body was found in December and where Hamilton County Prosecutor Joe Dieters believes Nylo was put in the Ohio River. Quote, after the devastating news we heard this past week, we had to rally behind the family as a community and come out and show them that even though they heard such tragic news, and I can't even wrap my brain around it, we're still going to be here for them, end quote. That was a quote by organizer Faith Burton. Goes on to say that Brown hired an Uber driver. I mean, do people not question anything anymore? I just do not get it. I'm going to play a couple of videos. And also, I'm going to play the video from the balloon release as well.
He chose to kill Nylo in an incredibly barbaric method. And I still have nightmares about this.
Those nightmares Hamilton County Prosecutor Joe Dieters refers to are about the murders of a woman and her little boy. Good evening, I'm Paula Toti.
And I'm Kyle Inskeep. It's something most of us can't even begin to imagine. Breaking news this evening as investigators say that 3-year-old Nylo Lattimore was thrown into the Ohio River while he was still alive.
Today, Dieters announced charges in the murders of Nylo and his mother, Nylo Lattimore. Police say they were killed in December. Local 12's David Winter has followed this story since then. He is live with new details on this horrific case. This is just so hard to hear all of these details.
Well, it sure is, Paula, and as you just mentioned, Joe Dieters saying at a press conference just a short while ago that this case is still giving him nightmares. Now, 21-year-old Deshaun Brown, he is in jail behind me. He's charged with killing a mother and her 3-year-old son, and he is being held on $1 million bond. Joe Dieters is seeking the death penalty in this case. Now, he described in gruesome detail this afternoon what happened in early December. He says that Brown killed Nylo over boyfriend-girlfriend stuff on December 5th at her Walnut Hills apartment. Police say that Brown bought a body bag on eBay, then 5 days later hauled Nylo's body out of her apartment, and they have pictures that they provided us from video surveillance. Dieters said that Brown then took the body in an Uber down to the Purple People Bridge, telling the driver that it was his laundry in the bag. It was sometime after that that Dieters says Brown killed Nylo, even though his body has not yet been found.
And it's my understanding they're still looking for Nylo, but it's pretty clear that he died a miserable death. I cannot even imagine what that little boy was going through.
Again, Dieter saying that Nylo, little 3-year-old Nylo, was still alive when he was thrown into the Ohio River. Now, you can go onto our website and you can see the entire press conference this afternoon from the prosecutor. And again, that prosecutor seeking the death penalty for the suspect in this case. Reporting live from the county jail, David Winter, back to you.
Just unthinkable. Thank you, David. The prosecutor says authorities will continue looking for Nylo's body until it's found, and volunteers have been helping in that effort ever since December.
Sean Brown sits in jail, awaiting trial for the murder of a mother and her young son.
He made a choice, and he decided that this little boy's life wasn't worth what he had done to the mom and going to prison for the rest of his life. And he chose to kill Nylo in an incredibly barbaric method.
Investigators say they found Nylo's blood on a blanket that was with Nytisha's body. The toddler's stroller was also found by the Ohio River. Dieter says they believe Brown threw the boy in alive.
It's a gruesome case. I cannot even imagine what that little boy was going through.
Prosecutors say Brown stabbed Nylo Lattimore to death December 5th in her Walnut Hills apartment. They believe her body was left there for 6 days.
And at some point, he purchased a body bag after that from eBay.
Dieter says this is the bag. Out of respect for the family, we're not showing another photo, which Dieter says shows Brown carrying Nytisha's body in that bag wrapped in a blanket. Investigators say he took an Uber to the Purple People Bridge to dispose of the body, telling the driver the bundle was full of clothes.
He knew he was going to kill her for 2 months. I mean, this was a very premeditated murder.
Her body was found December 12th. Despite exhaustive search efforts, Nylo has not been recovered.
And they're still looking for Nylo, but it's pretty clear that he died a miserable death.
Now, investigators cannot say just what evidence link Brown to Nylo's murder. They do say, though, those details will come out in court. Reporting live at Yateman's Cove, Molly Lair, WLWT News 5.
Molly, I think the question so many people are asking, why do investigators think this happened? Is there any motive?
Well, Dieter did say there were some relationship issues between Brown and Nylo Lattimore, but he essentially said that Nylo was collateral damage. He was a link to Lattimore that Brown did not want to risk. Mike.
All right, Molly Lair live for us. Thanks so much, Molly.
It's been months now since the search for 3-year-old Nylo Lattimore began. Good evening to you, and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Allison Montoya. Now, with new leads, community members are coming together to continue the search efforts in key areas. Morgan Parrish joins us live with those details. Morgan, a tough story to cover.
Hey, Allison, that's right. We're here at Yateman's Cove underneath the Purple People's Bridge where a balloon release was held earlier this afternoon. Hamilton County Prosecutor Joe Dieters announced this week he believes Nylo was dumped here in the Ohio River. And today, community members came together to let the family know they're here and they care. The afternoon at Nytisha and Nylo's memorial site began with a prayer.
They learn how to love each other as God would have us to love each other. That these things should never happen no more, God.
After the devastating news that we heard this past week, we had to rally behind the family as a community and come out and show them that even though they heard such tragic news and such, I can't even wrap my mind around it, we're still going to be here for them.
Community members, young and old, took advantage of the warm weather Saturday, coming together at the Purple People Bridge and releasing balloons into the air, all while the search for the 3-year-old Nylo Lattimore continues across the tri-state.
This is a 3-year-old baby, his mother, innocent victims, both of them, okay? To be discarded like a piece of trash. This baby was thrown over the bridge alive in a stroller. Who wouldn't want to do this for them?
It hurts my heart.
Erica Posey drove nearly 3 hours to make it to the balloon release and offered up words of hope and encouragement once she arrived.
I want the family to know that I'm praying for them every day and that they're strong and that they will see them again one day.
It's been more than 2 months since he went missing. Now officials say Nylo is presumed dead, but his body hasn't been found.
I've never looked for a kid before, a missing person, but something about this story touched me because it could be my family or my grandbaby.
A heartbreaking turn of events, bringing strangers of all walks of life together as one.
It really is amazing to see that even though such a tragedy has happened to a mother and a 3-year-old baby, that all of these people are coming out to support us and help us while we're searching, help us during this. And so it's really amazing to see all the people that came out.
Police say they'll start searching along the Ohio River once conditions on the water get better. Community members say they are far from giving up. Reporting in Cincinnati, I'm Morgan Parrish, Fox 19 Now.
A local grandmother is pleading for help to solve 2 family tragedies. The first, her son's murder from 23 years ago. The second, the disappearance of her great-grandson, Nylo Lattimore. Walter Smith Randolph has a story you'll see only here on Local 12.
Fayetta Martin is living a nightmare twice over.
I feel hurt and sick to my stomach that all this happening close to the anniversary of my son's death.
On January 3rd, 1998, Fayetta's son Corey Bly was shot and killed in North Fairmount. The 22-year-old's murder has never been solved.
My son Corey, he had a big heart. He wasn't perfect. He might have done some things that he shouldn't have done. And at the end, he had changed his life.
23 years later, and it's the same pain as police search for Fayetta's great-grandson, Nylo Lattimore. Fighting stage 5 kidney failure, Fayetta was hoping to see her son's legacy grow up.
I might not see him growing up. I don't know. I don't know what happened to him.
Neither do police. Nylo has been missing for a month. He was last seen December 4th. The next day, Nylo's mother, Nytisha, was found stabbed to death near the Purple People Bridge. Police say Nytisha's boyfriend, Deshaun Brown, is responsible for her death, and they suspect foul play in Nylo's disappearance.
To Deshaun, if he's watching this, I would say, would he please tell me where my great-grandson at? What have you done?
Fayetta believes witnesses can help police answer her questions, so she hopes someone, anyone, will come forward.
That's what I'm praying and hoping. And I just want justice. All I want is justice for both of them.
Walter Smith Randolph, Local 12 News.
Now, this story came out yesterday. It says the suspect police say is involved in the deaths of 3-year-old Nylo and his mother, Nytisha, is now held without bond at the Hamilton County Justice Center. He appeared in court yesterday because today, right now when I'm doing this video, it's Tuesday. It's actually 11 p.m. at night. So it may not come out until Wednesday. I apologize, guys. He appeared in court for an arraignment in the death penalty case. She was killed on December the 5th. Her body was found around 3:30 a.m. on December the 12th near the Purple People Bridge. Her body was in her Walnut Hills apartment for 5 days. 5 days before he disposed of it. Now, yes, he did put her in a body bag. A zippered body bag, I believe. However, this Uber driver didn't question any of this. Come on, man. I just... Says he purchased a body bag from eBay and took an Uber down to the Ohio River, telling the driver it was his clothes because he was moving out, Dieter said. The Hamilton County coroner said Nytisha died from stab wounds. According to Dieters, Brown killed Nylo after his mother's death, but before disposing of her body. He then put Nylo into the Ohio River alive. The prosecutor said Nylo's blood was found on a Paw Patrol blanket recovered with Nytisha's body. His stroller was also located in the Ohio River near where his mother's body was found. According to the prosecutor's office, here is a timeline of the crimes. December the 5th, Deshaun Brown kills Nytisha Lattimore. December the 6th, Deshaun Brown throws Nylo into the river alive. December the 11th, Deshaun Brown takes the body bag containing Nytisha's body to the Purple People Bridge. December the 12th, Nytisha's body discovered by law enforcement. December the 13th, Nylo's stroller located in the river. Nylo's body still hasn't been found. He was reported missing December the 4th. Cincinnati police say they suspected foul play after interrogating Brown. Several search efforts have been conducted, Lieutenant Steve Saunders said. The search for Nylo's body continues. Dieter said as far as motive, it appears to be, quote, some boyfriend-girlfriend stuff, end quote, but said there is no excuse for this tragic outcome. Brown is charged with 2 counts of aggravated murder with death penalty specifications, 1 count of gross abuse of a corpse, and 1 count of tampering with evidence. His next court date is April the 14th. Now, here's where it ties into the case from Middletown, Ohio. That is a picture of North Star International, who are assisting in trying to find, I believe it's Nylo or James, but regardless, they are both in the Ohio River. It says, as trained volunteers continue to search for 2 missing boys who are believed to be dead, experts believe being involved with 2 horrific tragedies centered around children can lead to emotional trauma. You think? I'm sorry, I shouldn't be like that, but, I mean, come on, guys. North Star International and Ohio Landstar crews, so they are committed to finding 6-year-old James Hutchinson of Middletown and 3-year-old Nylo Lattimore of Cincinnati. Police believe the boys were killed in 2 separate criminal cases, but their remains have not been located. That is a picture of Nylo with his mother, Nytisha. Such a sweet face. This is a picture of little James Hutchinson. How could anybody want to hurt that little face? Monday's search, which was yesterday, took the trained search teams to Dearborn County, where they spent hours looking for any sign of James. Quote, it's cold, it's hard work, it's tiring. It's not just like walking down a bank. The banks are pretty treacherous, Tracy Campbell with North Star International said. The searches can have an emotional and mental impact too. Although many of the volunteers are retired police officers and firefighters, the current situation involving 2 children is one Campbell says they have not encountered in the past. Quote, I don't know if you can ever prepare yourself for something so horrific as a child's body, but we do the best we can, end quote, Campbell said. Dr. Ed Connor, a forensic psychologist, believes both the first responders and search crews involved in the 2 cases may ultimately need mental health care. Quote, oftentimes they need to be seen in what we call critical incident debriefing, where they are seen so that they can talk about what happened, so it doesn't continue to haunt them as they go through their professional and personal life, end quote. Dr. Connor said. Whether it is a detective interviewing a suspect about something disturbing or a diver recovering remains, Connor says the end result could be damaging. I mean, I think that's just common sense, really. Quote, this could trigger symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder, where they start to have nightmares or flashbacks about what they saw, end quote, he said. As for parents, Connor says it is best to comfort children who may be struggling with what is happening without giving them a false sense of security. For anyone in the public who is following James' case or Nylo's case, Connor stressed that while it is important to stay informed, it is also necessary to take time away from the tragedies. They plan to come back and search, it looks like Sunday. So they'll be coming back this coming up Sunday to search the area. And it looks like they're searching for James in this area. So this must be near the spot where they suspect Brittany Gosner and her boyfriend dropped James into the water. It just doesn't get any worse, guys. It just doesn't. I'm going to end the video on that note, but I am going to be following these cases. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate it. I'm going to play the video that came out today regarding his court appearance in this case.
The man charged with killing 3-year-old Nylo Lattimore and his mother faced a judge today.
And the prosecutor says that he will face the death penalty. Laura Artino breaks down what we know about this case.
Well, Deshaun Brown faced a judge here inside a Hamilton County courtroom. That was earlier this morning. You're looking at some video on your screen right now of that arraignment. Again, happened at 10 o'clock this morning. It was a little tense there for a moment when family members spoke out. 2 family members were kicked out of the courtroom, and the judge continued on with the arraignment. Now, we know Deshaun Brown, 20-year-old Deshaun Brown, facing the death penalty in this case for the death of 3-year-old Nylo Lattimore and his mother, Nytisha Lattimore. Now, the state did request no bond be set, and the judge did grant that. And again, you're looking at some more video and pictures from this case, which, as we know, are disturbing some of this information as well. The prosecutor's office recently laid out a timeline which they say shows evidence of the crimes. December 5th, Deshaun Brown, they say, killed Nytisha. December 6th, he threw Nylo in the river alive. A few days later, on December 11th, Deshaun Brown then took the body bag containing Nytisha's body to the Purple People Bridge. December 12th, Nytisha's body was found by law enforcement, and one day later, Nylo's stroller was found in the river. Now, back out here today, we still know that Nylo's body has not been found. He was last seen on December 4th, and we know those searches for him continue, but as we know, the river's been very high, moving very swiftly over the past week or past few days as well. Of course, we'll keep you updated on anything we learn about this case, and we do have all the latest right now on our Fox 19 Now app and our website. Back to you.
Okay, now I'm going to end the video since I've got it completely updated. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm going to stay on top of this case. You guys have a great night. Great day. It's probably going to be the morning before you get it. Thanks, guys.